Okay, kiddo. Why don't you go ahead and kind of walk through what we're working on? Um, I'll lead you in. Interestingly enough, on your 3D, you're producing a slight, ever so slight, reverse hip slide. So, which means that your lower body, and I'll kind of jump here and show you, your lower body on your backswing goes into rotation, goes down, and goes forward. Okay. And when that occurs, that intuitively might allow you to swing out to the right for like amateur players, which is not a bad thing. The problem is that you lose load in your right glute, your right hip, so you don't allow yourself to push. So that's the first metric. The second metric is you're very good with transverse rotation. So you go down and forward, and then you go more round in flexion, and you don't use enough vertical. So we're searching for vertical. So kind of like walk through me a little with me what you're doing.
Uh,
You can kind of explain the feel if you like.
okay. First, we're moving basically out of my chest and my pelvis to the right a little bit more
Yep.
to load a little better. And then on the basically the feel on the downswing is extending both legs vertically and standing up.
Correct.
Without rotating.
Correct.
And letting the arms fall through to the ball.
So you're going to feel like you're not rotating to the left. You're going to feel like you're pushing up, like extending the right leg, extending the left leg, going to extension. Arms are going to feel a lot higher.
Yes.
Okay, let's demo that. Ball flight's already up in the air. Very good. Let's do a couple more. I'm going to run the sports box on those. And what's cool is I can build these metrics for you. So we have an address metric to check, P4 metric at the top, and then a P6 metric here. Those are like the three that we're going to do. Ooh, very good. Okay, filming this one. Just visually, I think you could push maybe a touch more forward.
Okay.
Extension was good though.
Okay.
Let's try one more. So it's kind of forward and up.
Okay.
That was back. Do you feel that? So it's like you load this, and then there's a little bit more of a push horizontally. So horizontally meaning this way and back. Yeah. Pretty good. Okay, I'm just going to run that. Okay, you keep hitting. I'm just going to run the metrics on it. Ooh, very nice. Well, it's interesting. You kind of overdid the right piece to the top.
Okay.
So push earlier.
Okay.
But that's good though. That tells me like, look, like you're feeling the, so it's interesting. You were going to the top. This was too forward.
Yep.
And then these two centers are too displaced. Then we don't want to be here because that's not effective for speed. So we want this just to be like an inch to the right.
Okay.
And then push. Okay.
Okay.
Pelvis lift, way better. Good job. Chest lift, way better.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. And your turn is slowing down.
All right. Just more forward?
Yeah, just feel like you're pushing off the right foot earlier. There you go. Cool. Okay, I'm going to take one more.
Okay.
See how easy this is? Okay, do it again. What was that ball flight?
A little lower and left.
Okay. Yeah, so push even more like off the right side.
I pushed a little too slow on that one.
I almost.
One more. Faster.
Kind of go egregious here.
Okay.
And then just extend both legs and chest. There we go. Oh, yeah, yeah. This is Mason, by the way.
Hi.
Hey. See you.
Just gonna snag this. Oh.
It's like whenever I try to like load a little more, I get slow.
Yeah. Yeah, you almost want to feel like you're pushing off the right foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to load over it.
That makes sense. I think that's just the one mistake that I have in the thought process that slows
That's
it down.
better though.
So if I just
that's better.
Actually feel pushing off instead of load.
And then really feel like when you do this, I almost want you to feel like you're ahead of it.
Which part?
When you're here.
Okay.
Not behind it.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, quite a bit. There you go.
Okay.
So the start line's a little more right?
Yep.
Yeah, because I think you're so adapted to go this way. See how the hips kind of go back?
Yes.
And everything's sinking down?
Yep.
That pulls the handle further left, and then your arms start to bend like that. We don't want that. So you need to feel like it's almost like shuffler a little bit. Both centers you got to get, the problem is like you get this too far forward and you just do this, like you're just going to hit a big buckle hook.
Right.
Like I said, that's not feasible. That's not good. And then when players start doing that, they start ruining wrist conditions to zero it out. Not that you're doing that, but I see that a lot. So especially in the good player category. So to make all this like the exit piece is like passive, which is kind of what you want, especially if you're going to play high level golf. You don't need to think about all that stuff. Just make sure like this displaces only like an inch. Because like good example is you look at Adam Scott with a driver with Adam, he sets up at pretty much zero sway gap. Like he's kind of stacked on himself, but he's got 13 degrees of tilt. So even though this is tilted, this is lined up.
Okay.
On his backswing, he moves 3 inches to the right with the driver. But by the time he gets to lead arm parallel, it's recentering back, and then he pushes. Okay. So everybody does it a little differently, but the best players in the world that are the best ball strikers, none of them get this way at all.
Okay.
I just don't see it. Keegan is probably the only one. And to be fair, like Keegan, his hips don't go forward as much. He's more down and to the right. That's why he drives it well. All right, let's do it again. Well, that's hammered. Wow.
Okay.
Well, that was one of these.
Yeah, nice.
Trending. A follow through looks way better. So show me what a good swing feels like. Yep. Repeat. Hit that. Just like that. See how the pacing was a little bit different there? Not as free?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's actually try to talk about that. So I think
Okay.
this is kind of the secondary note because you're a good player. You played high level golf. You've won professional events. You're good at golf. So go right here. Show me what you're feeling. Cool. Now make that dynamic.
Okay.
Awesome. Does that feel like your pitcher? That's gonna be the trick. Okay, so you're really smart. Okay, you went to Stanford, so you're really smart. Okay, so there's this correlation piece where you have to be very careful because you're going to look at all these numbers and you're going to try to connect dots. Okay, in order for you to play really well, you have to make that a complete feel. That feel has to match what you're hitting. Okay, that's your feedback loop. If there's any disconnect in that, you're not committed. You're just not. So if you're in tournament mode, that's all you do. Like you can't like chase anything. And to be fair, like I wouldn't even run video on yourself. I would do it like 3 days ahead of time.
Okay.
Whatever you got, match it to your pitcher, execute game plan. And then commit to every shot for the 4 days. That's how you behave. And then after the fact, you can do what you need to do. Okay, so do that again. Connect to like that high draw that you're hitting.
Okay.
Pitcher connects to your mechanics. That's perfect. Now execute that motion. Just try to copy that motion. Way better.